The recent Electricity Amendment Bill 2020 has made headlines as experts welcome this decision and the farmers' organization heavily protest against. What is your take on that?
You see, electricity is a very important utility, and we also know that the state of state electricity bodies and board has been in very, very poor state.
Seriously.
In order to revive this sector, few years back, central government and state government, they entered into an arrangement of Uday Bond.
Yes.
Through Uday Bond, they will address this kind of things. You see, it cost to generate electricity. It cost to supply electricity. Since electricity is not a free good of nature, it is a priced good. It is something which we are creating.
Yes.
Therefore, if we are not recovering its cost, then from where the revenue for it will come? We should ask this question to ourselves. You see, subsidies create a lot of addictions, and it is very difficult to leave those addictions. Now, suppose generation of 1 unit of electricity or supply of 1 unit of electricity cost you 4 rupees, but you are giving 200 unit free, like it is given in Delhi, 100 unit or something. You are given. Then, in case of agriculture sector, either you are not charging anything, or it is highly subsidized in most of the states. Then who will pay for it? There are two ways. One is that cross subsidy. That whatever is the cost of producing electricity, if you have given at subsidized rate to some sector, you charge from other sector, and ultimately that is industry and commercial use. Already there are complaints from industry that how we can compete in produce from other country, how we can compete with import coming from China if we are paying 2 times the cost per power which other country are paying from where this good is coming. So ultimately, you see, cross subsidy, it has a lot of implication for other sectors. And second is that, okay, a state does not charge it from other sector, it meet it from its own fiscal resources. Then you find the kind of pressure that is already there on our fiscal resources. That second big issue, if we do not come with the change in the existing system of electricity pricing, that sustainability issues, that you keep giving free power to agriculture sector, they keep exploiting water table is going down. At some places, the area is first entering into gray block, then dark block. Then maybe for next generation, we will not leave even good quality water for drinking. We are really heading toward that direction if we continue to overexploit the water the way we are overexploiting. Why this overexploitation happen? You compare two farmers, one who is having diesel operated engine, another who is having electric operated engine, and electricity is free, and you see what is the use of water to produce same amount of food. So this electricity pricing has implication for sustainable use of water. It has implication for electricity generation itself. It has implication for other sectors. So I look at this act as a very forward-looking kind of act. There are always and there can be some serious concern related to different states. Those can be addressed. It's a bill. It's a bill. It's not thrust on anyone. I think that we should ask this question to ourselves, that if something is generated by incurring cost, how it can be given free to us? And who is the person or institution who should pay for it? Then we will get the answers. If we do not charge fully or appropriately for electricity, we have to keep ourselves prepared for long power cut, no proper maintenance, etc. So you just find that over time, if there is improvement in electricity supply, if there is improvement that power cut are less and less, supply is more regular. It has been that after Uday Bond, lot of changes have happened. we have DISCOM and all those kind of institutions. So I feel that this kind of bill, though it will be a bit painful for us, but that is very important for our future. Electricity is very important service and very important utility. If you do not fix it, then we should not expect also that in future the supply of electricity to us will improve. So I would like to say that we are now a country where our affordability is much better, where we need to check the leakages. Yes, we have low-income people, we have poor people. Their costs can be addressed through DVT, and this is what precisely this Electricity Bill 2020 talks. That okay, you let a poor consumer use electricity, 100 unit or something, whatever. Let him pay for it, then you pay back through DVT or through some system. But don't keep it highly subsidized and free, because that result in tendency to overuse much beyond what is the opportunity cost of that particular source, and it has very serious implication for natural resource like water.
Yes. At last, sir, very briefly, what opportunities have arisen for the agriculture sector due to the advent of COVID, and does India have proper legislation in place to make use of them?
You see, first of all, to make use of, you always do not require legislation. But I mentioned in the beginning that we were talking about certain legislation for many, many years. So because of this COVID challenge, we have now under pressure brought those three major changes in case of agriculture policy, which is going to change the face of agriculture, the way we produce agriculture and the way we trade agriculture. That is the power of those three reforms which have been brought. I think in the wake of COVID, beside looking at domestic market, we should also looking at external market. There are a lot of opportunities for India to tap overseas market. But will be looking for a regular and a rival supplier of commodities. But will be looking for safe food. But will be looking for biosecurity kind of thing. And India has a good image in all these kind of things. So I feel that COVID has offered opportunity, not only in the domestic market, but more so because our production is now growing at a faster rate than what is the growth rate in domestic demand. So we need to tap external market and outside market also. And we should also now think of biosecurity issues, that how those kind of issues can be kept at bay, and how we adjust our cropping pattern, which give us immunity, which give us more nutrition. So these are briefly, there's no time left now. These are briefly the opportunities in the wake of this COVID-19 challenge.